Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's been some time, but I had to take a little break. I'm heavily involved in some things with my children. Right now, they're doing virtual schooling, and they're also involved in sports as well too. Which my sons are on three different teams, so it's been hard for me to keep up. So I haven't had really much of a social life or anything going on. The only thing I've been doing is working, sleeping, and attending to my children, seeing what they're doing. So, I thought I would come back and talk about this situation, which everybody in the United States knows about now. And if you don't know who Dante Wright is right now, by now he is a 20-year-old man from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, who was shot and killed by Brooklyn Center PD on April 11th, 2021. And first of all, I'm going to say rest in peace to Mr. Wright. I want to send condolences to his family, friends, any of his loved ones, and I'm going to start the video off and talk about this situation. So, number one, I'm going to say that the officer who shot him, the female officer who shot him, she was in the wrong. That should have never happened. That should have never occurred. So I'm gonna, come out and be real with you guys and say that from Jump Street. That's just something that should have never happened. But what I want to talk about really is I want to talk about the traffic stop. Where it started, where it led to later, and the ending of it. But first of all, what we know about Dante Wright is Dante Wright was a black male, 20 years old. He was a resident of that area. Apparently, on April 11th, he was stopped for a vehicle violation. I believe his registration was expired or something, or it was his tint on his vehicle. I can't remember because there's been so many other things I've been reading about too lately. But he was stopped. During those stops, they do a motor vehicle check to make sure that your license and registration is good to go. And apparently, when it came back, it also came back with a warrant for his arrest. So, as they walked back to the vehicle, Mr. Wright was advised that he was placed on arrest, and at that time, the officer pulled him from the vehicle and began to initiate an arrest. So, at that time, the female officer, his backup officer, and I believe in the video there was also a sergeant on the scene or some type of supervisor. So, they started walking up and began to place Mr. Wright in handcuffs. Mr. Wright was able. It was a brief struggle. Mr. Wright was able to get away from those officers and jump back in his vehicle and try to take off. In that time, though, the female officer pulled her firearm, which we found out it was later her firearm, and um, she pulled it on him. And during that struggle, you could hear her in the video say taser, taser. So that then told me that she, thought that firearm was her taser, and she shot the young man right there on the scene, and he died there. But I'm gonna say this: number one, as a police officer for 20 years, I carried a taser as well, and I'm gonna tell people that aren't familiar with how tasers are on your gun belt is that your firearm is going to be on your right hand side, your strong hand, obviously, and your taser is on your other side of your gun belt. So you're going to have like a cross grip. So, her confusion of grabbing her gun from the right in a cross grip, I just don't understand that happened. But she's making those type of mistakes. There's many things that are involved, like, with stress, or, she just wasn't properly trained, or she newly to the force. I don't know these things, but, that was complete wrong, and it was an error that cost him the young man his life. So she accidentally shot him. It's obvious from the video, and I'm not going to post video because the video is kind of graphic. So, but and I don't want them to pull this video, but I'm going to say that she's at fault. She should have never shot him. So, but we're going to jump into the whole traffic stop in itself. Why during that traffic stop why he was shot. So, but number one, I'm going to say I want to follow up, and I'm going to say this that you know Dante Wright was the cause of his own doing. I mean, and I hate to say this, and I know people are gonna, there's gonna be some backlash about it, but if he would have just complied, went, let them put handcuffs on him, let him take him to the police car, he'd be alive today. So, and that doesn't excuse the fact that he was shot and killed because that was an error that officer made. He was shot and killed, and it cost him his life. So, but I'm gonna say, like many of these police shootings, a lot of these people aren't complying. Just comply. Live another day. Make your complaint and move on with it. And I know people are gonna say, well, why do they have to comply with them? Well, it's pretty. I mean, they're law enforcement. They have deadly force on their gun belt. They want to get home just like you do. So, you know, I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen out there. You just don't know until you're in their shoes. So, but anyway, he was the cause of his death. If he would just complied, he'd be alive today. And I'm gonna say, I tell my sons these things all the time when I'm talking to them. When we discuss police issued incidences like this, I tell them, just comply, live another day, and move on and make your complaint. That's it. But that's not what happened. So now we have again the looting. We have again the tearing up your own neighborhood, which I just don't understand. I mean, what's that going to solve? What's that going to solve? Damaging your own community, looting the place. What is that going to solve? I understand the frustration in their community. I get that, but that's not gonna cause anything. Be intelligent about your protests. Be intelligent about it. Don't do something stupid and random. It's just and not and unorganized. So, but anyway, I just wanted to put a video up because a lot of people actually they send me like little links, and they've sent me many links, and I just didn't really respond. So I figured I'd respond to this one, and I believe the last one that I got was about the two young ladies that carjacked a man and he died. So I might even do a video about that. But what do you think? What do you think about the situation? Do you think if he had complied, would he live? Do you agree with me that the officer was wrong? I mean, to me, this just was not a justifiable shooting. I mean, if you can't decipher between your gun side and your taser side, you should not be in law enforcement. Plain and simple. You have to go out there every day, and like I said, you have deadly force on your gun belt. Um, you have to make better decisions than that. And that decision she made cost him his life. Now, and I don't know if she should be charged. I don't know. I know one thing is that she shouldn't be in law enforcement, and I also know that their city, wherever they live at, they're going to pay a hefty, um, amount of money to the family because the police chief already said that she was in the wrong. But anyway, let me know what you think. I'm going to probably jump on here again, here and there, when I get some time. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to comment on it and rebut what I said, do that as well. Hit the bell for future notifications, and I'll get back with y'all later. Peace out.